Hi, welcome to Pro Stitcher Designer Tips and Tricks. Today I'm going to talk about alignment. So when you align design elements, they are aligned in relationship to each other. I'm going to say that again so that you can get that really good in your mind. When you align different design elements, they are aligned in relationship to each other. So here I have a circle and a star, and I'm going to do different things to align them. Do you remember back the video about keyboard shortcuts? So do you remember how to select everything? What you do is you hold down the Control key and tap the A key, and that will select everything that is in your design window. Now I am going to right click and drag down to align, and you notice the pop-out menu. So you've got quite a few options there. And let's just start at the very top, and we'll go to left. So when these are aligned to the left, that means the very left edge of the star is going to be aligned exactly with the left side of the circle. So that's what align left means. Now I'm going to hold the Control key down and the Z key to undo the alignment. There we go. Now we're going to align differently. Right click, down to align, and then over to right. And it's going to align the star and the circle to the right. So the very right tip of the star, the right edge of the star, is going to be aligned with the right edge of the circle. I'm going to undo that by holding down the Control key and tapping the Z key. Now I am going to right click, go to align, and then over to top. And that is aligning the very top of the circle with the very top of the star. Now I'm going to undo that, hold the Control key down and tap the Z key. Now I'm going to right click, go down to align, and I'm going to go to bottom, and that means the very bottom of the star is aligned exactly with the bottom of the circle. Now Control Z undoes everything. Right click again, down to align. Now we come to some really exciting things. So we get the vertical center. So when you select that, that means that they will be centered exactly vertical. Now you notice that the star is a little bit taller and bigger than the circle, but that the circle has the exact same amount of space above it as it does below it, so that they are aligned exactly vertically. Now I'm going to undo that, Control Z, right click and down to align, and now horizontal center. What that means is they are going to be aligned horizontally this way, and because the star is wider than the circle will have exactly the same amount of space on the one side as it does on the other. So they are aligned exactly horizontally. Now Control Z undoes that. Now this is one of my favorites. So I'm right clicking, dragging down to align, and then I'm going to align center. And what that does is that aligns the center of the circle exactly with the center of the star. It's like they're stacked like a stack of pancakes on top of each other. Now, the reason I really like this is because you can go to your Modify tab and then over to Trim. And when you tap Trim, you'll notice that it trimmed away where the circle went behind the star. So it trimmed that, and you've got a totally different design. Now that would be a fun design if you wanted to make a patriotic quilt, or if you were doing a quilt of valor. So that's a fun thing that you can do with aligning center. I've done another design here. I've got a rectangle and a diamond. I'm going to tap or hold down the Control key, tap the A key. That's going to select both of them. And then I'm going to right click and align and center. That means the center of the diamond is exactly centered with the center of the rectangle. Now what I'm going to do, I'm still on the Modify tab, then I'm going to go to Trim again. And there I've trimmed that away, so I've got a totally different design. But let's do something different. So I'm going to Control Z, that undid that. But this time, let's go to Weld. And by welding, you've got this fun design that you can use on another quilt. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these tips and tricks, the Pro Stitcher Designer tips and tricks.
Odia.com